Hilda here with my daughter Michelle.
Hello.
From Fittoservegroup. And today we're gonna make peanut butter cookies. I don't know about you, but there's just something so nostalgic about peanut butter cookies. It brings us back to the fall and going back to school. I don't know, it's a classic. So this recipe, I wanted to share it with Michelle because it was really one that she kind of helped inspire. So do you remember that trend where the 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies came around and everybody was trying to make the 3-ingredient? Obviously it wasn't keto, and these are keto, but those cookies, Michelle, right? What were you telling me? You kept telling me, Mom.
I was like, Mom, we gotta do this. I did it at home. It's just the peanut butter. I kind of guessed on the sweetener and it works.
It didn't work. It didn't work. To me, it didn't work because it didn't have enough of the right texture. So to me, a good cookie is not just flavor, but also texture. Absolutely. So maybe it works good when it's not keto, but when you put the keto factor into this, it didn't work. I'm sorry, Mama, but Mama was right.
It wasn't my recipe.
Take it in there. Anyway, that's the story behind the peanut butter cookies. So this is a very simple classic. Again, a lot of it mimics a classic recipe for peanut butter cookies. So we're gonna start with, if you notice, my butter is nice and soft. You see that? When I say softened butter, this is what I'm referring to. Soft, right? So it's, because it's going to, what would it do, Michelle? It's gonna what? Blend better, right?
Exactly.
Like if you start with a peanut butter cookie and you start with hard cold butter, it's not gonna work, guys. It's just not gonna cream together. So I'm just basically adding the butter, and then I'm gonna add the sweetener.
What sweetener are you using?
So I'm using, again, a granulated sugar substitute. It could be a few. There's several good substitutes out there. Personally, I'm a fan of the monk fruit. So this is a Lancanto monk fruit. I have to pause and just say, you know, that not every sugar substitute is the same, and not every brand. So you kind of have to go through that testing period of what works for you.
Absolutely.
So here we are, just mixing this together, and it's getting incorporated. Yummy butter.
Butter and sugar. What else do you need?
Not sugar, Michelle.
Sweetness.
Sweetness, exactly. You know, it's so funny because you grew up seeing your mom overdose on sugar,
Yep.
right? So when I took that rug right underneath my family's, you know, feet, like it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
But here we go. Sugar, substitute, and butter. And now we're gonna add the egg. This only takes 1 egg. This is the other difference from the traditional 3-ingredient peanut butter cookie, is that it does require 1 egg. The others, no egg, right? I don't know. I don't remember.
It was a long time ago.
I mean, what were the 3 ingredients? It was flour, sugar. I guess it was an egg. Probably was an egg. Anyway, this is better. It's better for you, okay?
Absolutely.
So now you want to get a peanut butter that is natural, no added sugar. It's a little bit of a mission to find. This is not the kind that separates. This butter stays,
no stir.
Yeah, it's still no stir, which is kind of important for the structure, because if you use one that separates, you may not get the same consistency.
Yeah, they tend to be a little oilier, a little more moisture than you want.
Exactly. So that's kind of to keep in mind. But there are some really good brands out there, and we'll mention that so that you can, you know, you have your choices. But that's what we're working with here.
Can I lick the spoon?
Oh man. Okay. The little girl's always gonna lick the spoon. We're not finished here, Michelle.
I know.
So now what am I gonna do? I gotta go find another. Excuse me while I look for a spatula, since my little girl. So I had to go look for another spatula because La Nena here had to taste it. Now you can just stand there, hold your spoon.
You know, I had to, you know, quality check the peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. Where have I heard that before? Quality check. In all seriousness, that's your dad's job. Your dad is the #1 tester.
Absolutely.
The problem with that is that I can rarely say what he didn't like. So that's not really being official. Like, love, do you like it? Yeah, it's great. Loves, do you like? Yeah, it's great. It's always great. It's not good. It's like I know it's not good. So when I miss the mark, usually it's too salty, and I'll say it's salty, right? Yeah, it's a little salty. Like, why didn't you tell me? So that's our dynamic. I gotta get rid of this because I'm gonna put it right back in the batter. All right, so here, this is already mixed. Pretty much, I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead.
Smells good.
So that Michelle's not watching me and taking this spoon. I'm just gonna go ahead and scrape the bowl. Again, it's just about incorporating, but it's so easy. I don't understand why people get so stressed about the fact that it's going into the oven. There's something about it's going in the oven. It's like, oh, I can't do it.
It's true. People get stressed out.
They just, it's just the oven. It's just a heating element. It's the same. So this recipe uses almond flour. I've already sifted the almond flour. I've measured it and then sifted it.
Yep.
And then baking powder and salt. So normally in a peanut butter cookie, usually it takes baking soda. I find that it's really rare for a keto recipe to use baking soda.
Yeah.
I think that most of the time it's baking powder, and I think it's because you really need that lift because you're dealing with heavier flours.
Absolutely.
So we're just gonna pour this in a little bit at a time. We're just gonna start with half. You don't wanna really overmix this part, and usually I finish it up by hand.
Yeah.
Once it starts to get closer. Because you don't want to overdo it. Here again, you have fun with it. You can add chocolate chips.
Yes.
You can add peanuts. You can add all sorts of stuff. We kind of keep it kind of traditional because it just makes it easier that way. But there have been times where we really have fun and we go ahead and we turn around and add all the fixings, right? So we're just gonna add a little bit here. This is the part where Michelle's gonna work.
Well, are we adding the salt on top or in?
So what I have here is a little bit of flaky salt, and I'm not adding it on top, but before it goes into the oven, I kind of add a little bit of that. There's just something about that little extra salt.
It's my favorite.
Especially with something sweet, it's a finishing salt, really.
Absolutely.
To me, it's part of it. We do that quite a bit here. In fact, we have a recipe, it's not this one, but you have to check out, it's called keto trash cookies. So my keto trash cookies is basically a bunch of ingredients that you kind of have left over in the pantry, and those even have pork rinds for the salt.
They're so good too.
It's hard to believe that, but it's got a lot of good stuff in. So at this point, go ahead and mix it up. Just give it again, and I don't know if you want to show them a little bit of the picture there so you can see what we're looking at here.
You just gotta make sure you get all the batter from the sides. We don't want to waste a single drop because we want as many cookies as we can get.
Yeah, and I can see there's like a little ribbon of peanut butter there. You just gotta incorporate it. But once it's done, it's ready to go. Super simple. So it really feels like a regular peanut butter cookie dough. Like the structure is definitely there. You can bake it immediately or you can chill the dough. Sometimes I do one or the other. Like it's really just preference. If you wanted to, but I like it to kind of spread just a tad. I don't know. It feels yummier for some reason to me. Like
you get cookies faster.
That's what it is. It has to be that. So now the cookie dough is perfectly mixed, and I've taken the spatula away from Michelle so she stops licking. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're ready. What we're gonna do now, Michelle?
Well, we're just gonna use good old cookie scoop.
Yep.
We're gonna scoop this batter into here, and this should make 16 cookies. So we could do math, or we could, visually space them out.
Unless you're trying to eat the cookie dough, and then maybe you're gonna be shy a few, but in essence, right? In essence. So the almond flour, people have told me that it was the defining part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that it added that little.
It's the wow factor.
The wow factor, exactly.
think I work for my
She works hard. She really does. She works really hard. I'm very proud of my little Cuchita.
food. Love you.
Love you more. All right, so we're done here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So do you want to do the honors? Or should
No,
I?
you gotta work. Yeah, keep working.
All right.
I'm gonna take a break here. I'm just gonna watch you.
Press.
Right? Not too much, and you just slide down,
See, that's the key, right? If you push it too much,
and you just slide out.
slide. There you go.
There you go. That's good. And it may help to. Some people dip it in
Oil.
like a little bit of oil, but I don't want to do that. I just
That's so much fun.
yeah, you just be fun with it and be quick. Just pull out. Here, let me get a fork and let me help you on the other side.
Yeah.
Get this,
Get the ball rolling.
because I think we wanna taste this already. So you just kind of slide.
Mom's got the technique.
Right? So at this point, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this salt. My mouth is watering already.
I'm so excited for these.
So now we're ready. Oven time, cooking time, right?
Yes.
Just a few more minutes, just like 10 more minutes. Ready to go. They have the little topping of salt, the little salty flakes. When we discovered salty flakes, it was like a game changer. We're like, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing. And we've never turned back. So here we go. We're gonna just put this for 10 minutes to start. We may have to give it another couple of minutes depending on your oven. You know, sometimes it just varies, but peanut butter cookies coming to you soon. Okay, are we ready, Michelle?
I'm ready.
So the cookies have been baked. They're ready for us.
Smells incredible.
It smells yummy. Peanut butter cookies coming your way. Do you feel like you're coming home after school?
Yes,
A little bit, a little bit. So now there's our cookies. So these cookies have spread a little bit, and that kind of happens because I kind of like it a little, but if you put it in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes or so,
Yeah.
it'll definitely. So we should leave this in here.
Wait.
But so I'm gonna tell you, this is what people tell me sometimes. Oh, but the cookie's very fragile. The key is to not do what I'm about to do, which is to get the cookie right out of the oven and try to eat it. You have to let it sit. So it's tempting. So I'm gonna wait.
You're gonna wait?
I'm just gonna throw a little bit of. Look at them as I touch the hot cookie tray. Now we get to do the fun part.
Yes.
We've been patiently waiting for it to cool, because like I told you, that's important. And so they've been sitting here
There
on
you
the
go.
cookie rack, and look at that, look at that.
Yum.
So, do you see that?
That's perfect.
Oh, okay. I won't be
You
rude.
can have it first.
Here, I'll get you your own.
Look at that. You
We'll
see
do it
how,
together.
How easily they come off when you wait?
Yeah, otherwise it'll totally fold in itself.
Yep.
So here we go. And it'll continue to crisp as you just let it sit.
Yes, definitely.
So now we have, cheers, to healthy keto peanut butter cookies made with almond flour. That's the key, guys. A little bit of the almond flour.
Oh, yeah.
I just like that thin texture.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a peanut butter cookie recipe that's made with coconut flour. All right, so these are so good, guys. Like, aren't we happy that there are options for us who are missing a classic peanut butter cookie doing keto? Just changing a few ingredients. That's all it takes. And we do have one, a recipe made with coconut flour,
Yes.
and it's a little bit puffier. It's a different texture.
Definitely.
So if you want a little thinner, crispier, this is your cookie.